Okay. Welcome to Trashy Stupid Fun. Today I'm going to be doing a whole big episode dedicated to Birdemic. And basically, you know what? This time I'm going to do a play-by-play, or I don't know, maybe not a play-by-play, but just a, I don't know, just talking about my favorite moments in the movie, or just I don't know, because I recently watched it on the big screen for RiffTrax's big latest RiffTrax live event, and it was a lot of fun to watch on the big screen. They had some new riffs, and a lot of them. I mean, there were some that I recognized from the original one that they did, but most of them, I think most of the ones they did now were new because of some of the jokes they made. And yeah, at one point they called the main girl's mom Honey Boo Boo's mom or something. So that was kind of a current thing to do. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. And if you're unfamiliar with Birdemic, it's a really, 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 really low budget, awful. Okay, it might be over. I don't know, but no, it's a really bad movie. It's supposed to be kind of a remake or kind of an homage to Hitchcock's The Birds, but mostly it's a big old WTF mess. It's like, what the hell? It's really bad. And yeah, basically, I mean, it takes a long time for this Birdemic to happen, really. And I think maybe about 30 minutes into it, you finally birds attack, and just like, it's really out of nowhere. And it's really bad. But it's the fun kind of bad. So if you like stuff like Troll 2 or even The Room, I mean, it's the Room of I mean, it's like, I don't know, but it's like The Room in that it's so inept at trying to be all these different things. Because on one hand, it's trying to be a horror movie. On another hand, it's trying to be a love story. On another hand, it's trying to be an environmental horror movie or something. I don't know. Try to say, switch to solar power. Switch to you're polluting the world, and these birds are attacking because you're polluting the world or whatever. It's just really stupid. And it's like pardon my language, but the movie is really retarded, and just but yeah. And then of course, then you have the main characters. You have Rod, who does something with computer programming or something, or computer software, some crap, and he's just, the actor. He's just really bad. At one point, they comment on the way he doesn't know how to walk, because at some point, you see him walking at the start of the movie. I'm getting kind of ahead of myself, but let me just get this point out. At one point they see him walking kind of weird, and the guys are like, where's that store that teaches you how to walk like a person, or something like that. That was great. I'm getting kind of ahead of myself, because the start of the movie is this really long drive just to get the credits going, and this is really really slow music going. It's playing over the music, or playing over the credits and everything. But at some point, the music stops. You have like a brief few minutes of no music and I don't think even credits for a while. And then the music starts up again. And it's like, oh, they put it on repeat or something. And it's just, it's bad. The opening, it's just really, it's like somebody put their camera in their car. It's like, oh, it's like, let's watch this person's commute. It's really awful. But anyways, yeah, you have Rod, and for some reason he gets his company to do something with solar panels or something, but the guy cannot say solar panels to save his life. He's like, and they make fun of him for that. The RiffTrax guys, Mike, Kevin, and Bill. At some point, they kept saying, at certain points where there wasn't much going on there, they said solar panels, because that's kind of the way the guy was saying solar panels. He was kind of running his words, going to go solar panels. It's so funny. They were saying solar panels, and yeah, it's just yeah. It's just the whole movie is just really like, and then you have the love interest. For some reason, never mind. I'm getting kind of ahead of myself. But you have the main love interest, Natalie, and she's a model, and apparently she just got this big gig doing Victoria's Secret, which apparently that makes her the most famous model ever, and yet she's new and kind of it makes no sense. But anyways, and for no reason at all, her ringtone is a bicycle bell, and at one point when you hear that, it's like, oh, that's a ringtone? What? it's so stupid. And yeah, it's just so bad. And then you have the bad CGI, which is kind of okay. I'm getting ahead of myself again. At one point, after he's doing his presentation on solar panels, there's a big boardroom scene where they're congratulating him on giving them this deal or whatever. I don't know. Nothing makes sense in this movie. But anyways, you have this big courtroom, or not courtroom, but a boardroom scene where they're all congratulating each other, and they go around the room and kind of everybody's clapping. And they cut shot. You see more people clapping, and then cut shot, and then another people clapping. It's like, and the boss going like this to them. I was like, no, it's so bad. You could probably, there's a clip online if you look up Birdemic, the soup. They make fun of the whole scene, and it's bad. And then you have the bad CGI. Because they look like Windows 95 birds or something. And they just float. A lot of them are just floating in one spot, flapping their wings, but they're kind of hovering in one spot, and it just looks ridiculous. Especially one scene where when they're trapped in a hotel room, they're leaving to, and they take wire hangers of all things with them, and are trying to bat at the birds. And it just looks ridiculous because these birds are just hovering in place, and they're going like this, and it's like it's not doing anything. At one point, the guys are like, we're gonna fix this in post, right? And then they're like, what's post? Keep flailing. That was great. I love that riff because they used that before in the original one. They did kind of spitting there. It's just it's such a bad movie, but it makes me happy because it doesn't know how stupid it is. Much like Troll 2 and even though, I don't know, it's not nearly as... Troll 2 is a little more... I don't know. It's a little more watchable. Some people might not be able to sit through Birdemic, and I could blame them, but I liked it because it was so stupid. Because the first time I watched it, the RiffTrax Live wasn't the first time I watched it. The first time I watched it unriffed, and I was just kind of making fun of it the whole time. It's just so stupid. And then the second time around, I was like, I gotta see it with RiffTrax. And that was hilarious. And seeing it seeing RiffTrax live that was awesome. That was just great. Yeah. And at one point I think they did a Tommy Wiseau impression. It was like, oh, hi guy, trying to hone in on my bad movies or something. I don't remember what it was, but it was a really funny riff, and I really hope they could put that on DVD, but I don't know if they can because it's not a public domain movie, and I don't know what it would take to get the rights to do that. I don't know that they could put that on DVD, but it would be fun if they could. Anywho, but yeah, it's a stupid movie, and just. There's some other things I should touch upon with this movie, because it's just... Oh, when the guy is watching the news, there's a, this woman, she's going, how, the polar ice caps are melting, and polar bears are having a hard time living up there or something, and she said something, and such as seals are also having trouble there. I don't know, just the way she said, such as seals. It's kind of funny. And they make fun of her for that later on in the movie. And it's just, yeah. I'm trying to think of... and there's some other things I want to touch on. Oh, and of course, when they go out, and it's like, you know, he got this big deal, this big $1 million deal or whatever, and he takes her to these crappy little hole in the wall places for dinner and for, you know, for drinks and things. Just what the hell? And yeah, it's such a bad movie. It makes no sense. It never does. And and a lot of technical problems with this movie is, you know, they have the sound cuts in and out, or just, you know, poorly edited. And when they're at the beach, you know, they kind of have to yell to be heard because they didn't edit in such a way that, you know, the sound of the ocean doesn't overpower everything else. So, or the wind and the ocean kind of overpower a lot of the sounds during their beach scenes, which is just ridiculous. And then at one point, you know, kind of going backwards and forwards on this movie, you know, they go to this bar, which is kind of like they're the only two people there, or maybe there's a few people there, but you know, there's this black dude behind the counter singing. It just, I don't know, it's just like, you know, I think they made a joke, like, you know, this is how we get all the people out here or something. I don't know, it was a bad joke, but I don't know. I don't know, but it's pretty funny. It's just really random that this guy's just singing there, like dancing. I think they wound up being the only two people there, but it was just bizarre and just, yeah. And then I'm just kind of going backwards and forwards on this movie because there's just like little things I've got to talk about. And at one point they run into this hippie dude in the woods who looks kind of like Woody Harrelson with a bad wig, to me anyways. I don't know. I may be the only one who thinks that, but he looks like Woody Harrelson in a bad wig. And he's trying to say, you know, all these beetles are eating up my trees and he's just, you know, I don't know. It's like some guy they found up on the street or something and put a wig on him. It's like, yeah, I don't know if he knew how to act, but it was a lot of fun seeing it on the big screen for sure. I've been watching a lot of great movies on the big screen for the first time this year. I mean, I've done it before where I've seen movies that I'm used to seeing on the small screen, but not this many in a row. So I saw The Birds on the big screen. That was fun. For both The Birds and for Birdemic, I was wearing an Angry Bird shirt, even though nobody really noticed it either time. But then again, you know, you're in a theater, you don't really notice what people are wearing. But, you know, I wanted to be a dork and wear something like that. And yeah, that's basically the movie. Birdemic, lots of fun. It's a stupid movie, but it's one of those I want to own, but for all the wrong reasons because it's so bad. But I really liked it. So until next time. Oh.